The Arena Club has arrived, a new selling, trading, buying platform. We're going to walk through that. I'm going to explain where I think that they might be able to carve out a nice little niche. And then I'm also going to talk about the Saints blasting the Falcons today. Stick around. Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles. Friends, how are you doing? It is another day. It is another card video. Football season is upon us, and I am so damn happy. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button down below, the like button if you do like what you hear. Also connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad, and I'm also on the Twitter, the SportsCardDad. All right, guys, we've got some industry/hobby news. Arena Club is upon us. What is Arena Club? First off, let me say I'm not sponsored, promoted, or anything by Arena Club. I was reached out to by Anthony, that's Pittsburgh. This was a few months back, and he had told me, he's like, hey, let's set up a call. I want to tell you about this new company that I'm working with. And he had joined Arena Club. He is with Transparent Grading Company. They have joined up with Arena Club. Now, I think that they've kind of morphed into that. So I don't know if TGC is still working as a part of it. I'm not exactly sure on that front. I have to find out from Anthony a little bit more on that. But anyway, that's how I first learned of Arena Club. And he told me about Brian Lee. Brian Lee, for those who don't know, he started a company that you might have heard of. Actually, I thought this was just Jessica Alba's company, but no, also him. The Honest Company, that was his. Shoe Dazzle, and also LegalZoom. Definitely heard of those big, obviously huge company successes. And he is joining forces with Derek Jeter. Might have heard of him, right? The legendary Yankee. He is on the scene. He is on the card scene. Arena Club has $9 million in funding from Lightspeed Ventures, DeFi.VC, plus BAM Ventures. And I'm not a venture capitalist, so I don't really know a whole lot of what that means. Just that they have $9 million that they're using as, I guess, seed money to get things rolling. And so what exactly is it? It's a buy, sell, trade site, also a grading site. This actually caught my attention too. So they brought on, and I'm going to probably say the name wrong, but Jia Li, who is an AI fellow at Stanford University and also formerly head of R&D at Google Cloud. So a really smart guy coming in to help them with more transparent authentication, grading process through computer vision plus machine learning. So you see kind of more of that move towards that machine learning element, kind of the automation, the automated grading type stuff. Less humans, more machines. It's the machines. For the grading, they're going to be charging $25 to grade, vault, and then to sell cards, $35 to grade and return to you. And then they're going to charge what looks to be a 5% seller's fee based on the cash value of each transaction. But here's the piece where it gets a little bit interesting. This is the part that got my attention when I had talked to Anthony previously, and it's the trade part. So what you're able to do on this site that's different than what I've seen from other buy-sell type sites is you can trade cards, I guess vaulted cards, as well as add cash to that deal. So you can do, cash plus cards in a similar fashion to what you would do at a card show. So this is a way to kind of replicate something that you would already do in person at a card show. And in the convenience of your own home, so to speak, you can do that trade piece with cash or just cards for cards if you want. And that's where this site is interesting to me. That's where it's kind of like, what's different? Oh, okay, it's just another platform. Well, that trade element is big because a lot of people right now, they don't necessarily have they don't necessarily have cash to buy more cards, but they certainly have cards and they've got some cash. And you see it all the time. People are trying to level up. Oh, I'm trying to get into this higher grade card or whatever. They're trying to level up, so to speak, or maybe they're, moving down to where they're taking a big card and they're getting smaller cards out of that big card. Well, if this thing is executed properly, technically you could take smaller cards with some cash maybe and then move into, or just smaller cards move into a larger card, vice versa. This is the part that makes it very interesting for me, less so on all the other parts. You know, the other parts they've got heavy competition across many different platforms that have been there for a long time. eBay being the biggest, and then you've got others that have gotten in before them. So as they're coming in, it's like, what is the differentiator on this site? This to me sticks out as being the big one. So I think, of course, we always talk about always good to have options. Now, some people are saying, and I somewhat do agree, we're reaching a point where it's like, do we have enough grading options already? Do we have enough selling platforms, buy, selling, all that? Yes. But if you can have newcomers come in and there's a value add there to where you're like, that looks interesting. That's something that is different than all the others, where it's not just coming down to price point, buy, sell, seller's fees, buyer's premium. This is something where they're using technology to offer that kind of that trade, that kind of enhanced online trade aspect. Pretty cool. That's where I think they can kind of carve out a niche. That's where I think that they could really have a differentiator from other companies. But we'll have to see. Obviously, they're just getting started. So a lot of it is execution too. Execution's everything. Marketing, getting people on the site, getting users, all that stuff. It's going to be a journey, obviously, but Derek Jeter, he's had success in his life. Brian Lee already had success. So will be interesting to see. They're going to battle against other very successful business people. And that's something I kind of like. You kind of have these kind of business titans are jumping in. A lot of people are saying, I've heard Arena Club is just too late. They're a year too late, couple years too late. That's fair. Some people might have said that, hey, Google was too late. Yahoo already had the search space figured out, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. The point is, just because you're late doesn't mean that it's doomed. You can also take a look and see what other companies have done wrong, learn from their mistakes, etc., and then tweak things and revamp and all that. So I don't think that the new companies are just, it's too late. It's too late to make waves in here, especially if the market does grow dramatically. When you talk about Fanatics wanting to 10x, the business. If they're able to do that, then what we're looking at as far as the numbers and the revenues and all that stuff, it's small potatoes if in 5-10 years, it is now $100 billion a year business, the sports collectibles side, as opposed to 10 billion or whatever it is. So we'll have to see. Interesting stuff. I will seg now into the Saints squeaking by the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Man, was that fun to watch. Not fun to watch the first three quarters, because I think it was actually at one point 26-10 Falcons. 26-10. It was either 23 or 26 Falcons. Anyway, they were up 26-10 or 26-13. We won 27-26. And at the very end, the referees tried their hardest to get the Falcons in a field goal range to beat us on the last play. Like the most ridiculous penalties, just pulling stuff out of nowhere. Oh, this is a personal foul at 15 yards. Oh, look, the Falcons now have a shot at a 63-yarder magically. We had scored with 19 seconds left in the game. It was ridiculous. They had thrown 2 incomplete passes. They were on like their own 15, 20-yard line with 10 seconds left. All of a sudden, they're on their 50 magically because of BS. And then they're kicking a 63-yard field goal. We blocked it. But it was nerve-wracking all the way to the end. So even with all the shenanigans and the other part that was great too is there was one referee and it said, first career NFL game. And I'm like, of course. And he's got to coach. He's got to ref this one. He's got to ref my team's game. His first career game. Well, here we are. Anyway, a dirty bird can't fly with a broken wing.
My neighbor got DirecTV. Now he watches them Falcon games every Sunday. Downright disgraceful. But a dirty bird can't fly with a broken wing.
And we move on next week to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I will be at that game in person with my brother-in-law and another one of my buddies. I'm excited to be in the Dome. I haven't been in the Dome in going back a couple of years. I haven't been back to the Superdome since pre-pandemic. So I am pumped. I am fired up to be back in, and we will see. I mean, the Bucs are always tough, obviously, but Tom Brady having a little bit of home trouble. We'll see. He's got the Cowboys tonight. By the time this comes out, the Cowboys game, Cowboys Bucs, probably just be starting or so, but we'll see how Tom does. If anyone can handle all the home distractions, it's Tom Brady. That's all I know. Thanks for joining me again on the first NFL Sunday of the year. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.